and Fables 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons streaming game just for adventurers like you. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts by searching for Feats and Fables. If you want to watch us live and chat with us, join us on Twitch from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday nights. I'm Paige Lightman, the DM, and I'd like to welcome you to Aglarond. Aglarond is a peaceful pastoral nation of half-elves. Our heroes are part of the Forester, elite scouts and rangers charged with defending Aglarond's borders, particularly against undead from the evil fascist nation of Thay. Our heroes are headed towards the Singing Sands, racing the nation of Thay to find an ancient elven artifact. The Red Wizards of Thay wish to warp the artifact to their own evil ends. Currently, our heroes are in the mountains of eastern Aglarond, heading to a trying to get to a dwarven settlement to seek their aid in finding a shortcut to the Singing Sands. However, our heroes were killed and then captured by ogres, but the ogre chieftain brought them back to life using a fell artifact that enslaved them. One of the heroes sacrificed herself to destroy the artifact. Freed from the artifact's power, our heroes enact a bold escape plan as dwarves assault the ogre stronghold. Let's meet our heroes. All right, we have Victor Toussaint, a human eldritch knight fighter played by Ron Frankie.
Welcome to our show.
We have Wildfire, a fire genasi evoker wizard played by Joe Streaky.
We're getting out of here come hell or high water.
We have Ross, a lizard folk Drake Warden ranger played by Coda of Codab Games.
Hello, everyone.
We have Bert, a bugbear alchemist played by Dr. Andrew Wong.
Hey, dudes, I made some hummus and baba ganoush so that we have something to eat, while we're escaping from this terrible ogre prison. So yeah, just feel free to dig in. I had them. I got some. Where is all the pita? Oh, there's the pita. All right.
And we also have Belwyn, a dwarven paladin princess played by Ben Heisler.
Muted Ben Heisler.
Belwyn is actually going to be a mute, so it all works out.
Oh, I'm a princess. I'm running through the fields, bopping the undead on the head, feeling the hair go through my locks.
Okay. We have a few announcements that we have before we get rolling. Is this where y'all, Andrew?
Oh yeah. Hey. Those of you who don't know, Bert's not going to be my permanent character necessarily. So I may, in fact, I know, come back as a new character. That a mystery character. But the part of this that makes it entertaining is that you all get to pick the class I will be as this character. It'll probably be a single class character. So in a moment, Mike will throw up a poll. You all can vote, and I believe anyone who contributes 100 bits will get a second vote. Is that correct?
I believe that's how this works. The one unforeseeable flaw in this entire plan is that apparently Twitch will only let you do 10-minute polls. So we will have that running throughout the show today.
Okay.
Multiple 10-minute polls, and we'll just see who is.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Wins. Okay.
This will work out great, everybody. What could go wrong? So
Everything
how
will
does
be
one
great.
find?
I
does
don't
one find
know,
the
Paige. We're going to learn together.
Okay. I'm
It's
not
currently
saying I
at the
just
top of the
bought
chat
some
box.
bits.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I just bought some bits.
It's currently
I
at the
also
top of the
just
chat
bought
box.
bits.
Mike, when you say that the poll lasts for 10 minutes, does that mean that we're going to keep generating and people are just going to keep voting every 10 minutes?
I have no idea, Andrew. It's going to be we're going to learn together, Andrew. What could possibly go wrong?
All right. Pick the class that you love / hate / feel that I'm going to be most saddled with here, and show me that you care, that you love.
I
Thank
mean,
you, everybody.
important
We already
safety
have
tip.
7 votes.
Oh, that's exciting.
Important safety tip.
Two of
folks.
them are mine.
Do not choose a class you hate. That is down that path lies sadness. Now, in other exciting news, I will what hype train. I will. I don't know what to do with a hype train, but it's okay because we're just going to tie that into our next announcement. You see, 2 of our viewers on Twitch thought they could get away with subscribing while we were off air, but my friends, there will be dancing.
There's no escaping the dancing.
no! Time for
Paige.
dancing! Hit the dance music!
Cue the
I'm your
music.
DJ.
Kick it old
There
school,
we go.
Paige.
Here it's coming.
Oh yeah! Thank you for your subs and our chance to dance like fools. Thank you so much.
Nice try. Gotcha.
And
So,
we get to-
Old
we
Slow
can start
Tiger
with
and
a-
Bologna, thank you for the
Thank you
resubscribes.
so
3
much.
months each.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Nice, very nice.
Fancy
Bologna.
as hell.
Yup. All right.
And there might be one more announcement.
Yes, I have 2 more announcements. I'm just waiting for the exciting music to die down.
Oh,
Yes.
I like this music. Okay, fine.
All right, I'm fine with it to keep going. First of all, thank you very much for joining us for our last show of the year. It's been a crazy and exciting year, and also very terrible year, and we're all looking forward to better things in 2021. But while this is the last show, it will not be the last time that you get to hang out with us, if you so choose. Since we're all going to be stuck at home and not going to any really cool New Year's Eve parties, you can come and party with us. That's right, from 11 p.m. on the 31st to 1 a.m. on the 1st, we'll be ringing in the new year by playing Jackbox games together and generally just being terrible people to each other because we're friends and we can just do that to each other when we're not gaming in this arena. Anyways, so again, join us at 11 p.m. on the 31st. We'll have audience participation turned on for the Jackbox games. So in addition to being able to see us be really terrible people at trivia and drawing games, I can promise you right now the drawing games are going to be the absolute best / worst.
They're gonna
But
be so
you'll also
good.
be able to play along, vote for the best ones, and just generally hang out with us so that we can all just send 2020 off into the sunset together. And with that, I think we're back to Paige.
I personally cannot wait to kick this year in the ass. I have to stay up late and make sure it gets the fuck out. Please stay with us. Plus, Jackbox games are always fun, and you'll be able to participate in them too. So I hope we see you. It's not as good as New Year's Eve in person, but what else you gonna do, right?
And if
Okay.
all goes well, you might see us do more fun things like that in the future.
Don't threaten me with a good time. All right, so last we left our heroes, there was like a whole lot of stuff going on. So some of the things going on were you had been captured and incarcerated in this place called Grudparag, the home of these ogres. Mira, our druid, had sacrificed herself to break the Iron Cauldron of Anuin, and then all hell started breaking loose. There was a big ruckus upstairs, and our heroes got their brains free and started breaking out of their incarceration. A whole bunch of dwarves came in and started kicking some ass there. So, just to set the scene, we have a expeditionary force of dwarves downstairs entering Pigdom with Goose and Bert over here. And Victor and Ross getting ready to mount the ladder that takes them upstairs. Wildfire and Belwyn are upstairs having just wrestled a Thayan mage to the point where he was ready to GTFO rather than deal with their bullshit. So who wants...
It was some epic wizard on lich action.
You know which one's the best mage? This one right here. All right.
Gross.
Yeah, it's one of those wizard wrestling contests. Like, it should have been on TV. It was pretty funny.
Also, maybe in
Well, I
general.
mean, the reason Wildfire won is because
Bringing a paladin to a wizard fight is definitely the way to win. Okay, so, I think was I doing this in turn order? Wow, that was very brave of me. Okay, so the way the turn order starts is there continues to be a ruckus upstairs. And y'all hear that there's all kind. So this is Belwyn and Wildfire. You hear all kind of ruckus in here, including the sounds of pitched combat, growls of some sort of monster, ogres yelling and screaming, and dwarven battle horns. Do with that information what you will.
Sure. I
So
believe
it's Wildfire.
I believe where we left off is Belwyn had picked up a couple of weapons and was heading out with them, correct?
yes, I had a greatsword and a longsword and my own pick and shield. Though everything is currently like resting on the shields as I run to go deliver these things, and you were going to pick up everything else through the magic of, I believe, the dirtiest, ugliest, well-used sock.
And then you immediately drop everything and start dancing for a Maxim's
Just the way it works.
resubscribe.
Ooh, nice! Thank you, Maxim.
Here we go! Play the music.
Play it!
Yeah.
Play it!
I love this especially because it's so soft in my ears. It's turned down. It's great.
Thank you, Maxim. You are a true friend. Thank you very much. I hope you can hang out with us New Year's Eve. Please do. We'd love to see you.
That'd be awesome.
Okay. My heart's like, this is getting my heart going. This is the most exercise I've had all day. Yes, Wildfire has picked up about a 1984 vintage athletic sock with a couple of like red stripes at the top. And that's all you, buddy.
He's just quietly saying "my precious" to it. So he sticks the spellbook of the Thayan Mage into it, and then begins just like Belwyn can kind of look over, and he kind of steps over to the crate here. So he steps kind of up on the table just to be able to select things, please. What is going on?
Are you on the right layer?
I'm on the wrong. I'm not a human.
Oh.
I was on the I was on the robot, not the human. So
It's better to be the human.
He walks forward, picks up the sock that's kind of the top of the pile, and begins like shoving things into it, and just keeps going. And no matter how much stuff he shoves into their Belwyn, it just doesn't get any larger. He's just like loading stuff into the sock.
Like swords and spears and bows and axes and
things.
complete sets of armors and helmets and yes.
Ooh, 2 sets of plate mail. Sweet. My
The sock must feed.
It must.
Wait a minute, now one of those are mine. And second of all, that is the ugliest bag of holding I have ever laid eyes upon.
I'm proud of that one person.
Well, sure, but it's gonna get us out of this. So go save people.
I'm going. As soon as I get a turn.
So,
Sure.
Alright. Yeah, Wildfire spends his entire turn loading stuff into the sock. And he will be here, and this box will be occupied until further notice.
The box is occupied and will be for some time. Fair enough. All right, Bert. Bert, you are back here with Goose. There's an expeditionary force of dwarves heading your way, and the other people you were hanging out with have boosted out to the west, heading towards the big ladder through the butcher's area up to get somewhere. That's you, Andrew. You're Bert now.
Oh, sorry.
Fair enough.
It's been a hot moment. I'm just
Yes.
gonna keep running at this up to this sweet ladder here. Be like, hey, don't forget me. I don't want to get left in this terrible dungeon.
So there's an Odiug on the south side of that room, and it looks at you, kind of walk through the room, and then reaches one of its tentacle paw paddles up on the table and pulls like a whole ham leg over to itself, and you just hear crunch, 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 crunch. I just behind the table.
Bert just waves. He's like, "All right, man. It's been nice knowing you."
Odiug goes with one of its tentacles. All right, Victor.
Victor will climb the ladder,
Oh boy, exciting times.
which I think might magically transport me to a new map.
It does.
Ooh, ladder.
It's magical.
It is.
I should have brought your token with me. Sorry, this is my first time ever running D&D.
Ooh, well, you're doing a good job if this is your first time.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
I like the Odiug character.
We're all very impressed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Victor shows up on the top floor. You hear all kinds of furor coming from out here somewhere.
How tall a ladder are we talking?
It's a 45-foot ladder. Actually, you'd go half speed on it anyway, so you're probably hanging out on the ladder at the end of the round.
All right, just where I want to be. All right,
Yep.
I'm done. I mean, I'm very happy to be climbing out of this pig excrement infested pit. The dwarves
Fair
don't
enough.
really add much to it, in my opinion.
I mean, everybody's welcome to their opinion. Ross?
I mean, I don't know how I feel about a magical ladder, but I guess I'll climb it. So Russ is going to kind of hunch back a little bit and kind of spring up onto the ladder to just
Ooh.
get up it even faster.
Give me your
Fancy.
standing jump, sir.
What is that? That is my strength modifier?
I think so. Hang on.
Like, I think height-wise, it's not very much. It's like a foot at this point.
Yeah, but you just got to start from somewhere, buddy. All right.
Like, have you ever seen an alligator climb? It's mostly in the tail.
It is mostly in the tail. When you make a high jump, you leap into the air a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier.
Okay, so 4 feet up before I start climbing the rest of the way.
Yes. All right. You end up like nose to nose with the southward version. Oh boy, the southbound end of a northbound Victor. I haven't had that much to drink.
I know what you're trying to say. I'm just glad you took us on that journey, Paige.
Yeah.
I guess
Alright.
maybe drink more?
I have such questions about that particular beautiful image, because does that imply that Victor is going north and his hind parts are going south?
It's an expression.
But then he's being drawn and quartered basically
All right.
by himself.
Yay, it's Belwyn's turn.
Have you thought that maybe he just did a handstand and is going up the ladder the opposite way a human being would go up a ladder? It's like a horror movie. That's right. That.
I regret everything.
Just think how terrified any ogres I meet when I emerge will be.
You'd be like, what is this? The rig bullshit going on here? What is going on?
Especially if you're doing like an upside down like crab walk too and
Yes.
scuttle around a lot.
So I think at this point I have to just
so-
kill this monster that we've turned Victor into.
Funny, it's Belwyn's turn.
So Belwyn runs. I was just reminded I do not have the greatsword because they pulled the greatsword to them, and then we're doing tandem greatswording, I guess, is what I'm going to call it.
Ooh.
I left the
but I
greatsword
have-
at the bottom of the stairs.
But I have a quiver and that is full of longbows, and also a longbow. So I'm running with that. I moved my 50 feet, and then I'm done because I got little legs.
You do. More ogre shenanigans happen from to the general eastward side of y'all, and it is Wildfire's turn.
More wildfire shenanigans happen. You let me know, Paige, when I have everything loaded in this bag of holding.
And the longer it takes, the better for us.
I mean, I don't know what seems fair to load 3 or 4 suits of armor and a whole passel of weapons, trinkets, gewgaws,
Feels like-
potions.
It feels like 2 to 3 rounds of like all my actions.
Okay, sounds good to me. So this would be your second round of stuff.
Sounds good.
Bert, are you also running towards the ladder?
Yeah, Bert will actually climb the ladder. Crazy
Ooh,
thing.
straight upwards.
I
Crazy.
Bold choice.
not even like sideways or
So there starts to be a traffic jam on the ladder, where Victor is, of course, the person holding up traffic.
I
But
mean,
I'm gonna
this
move
is-
everybody to the same map just to relieve part of my mental damage that is going on here.
No, Paige, create another track, which is just the ladder itself, and then our progress along it.
I don't love you that much, Andrew. I love you a lot, but not that much.
I want all the things to be modeled.
No, Victor. You can finish. It'll take your move to finish climbing the ladder.
All right, I will finish climbing the ladder, and I will use my bonus action to pull my sword back into my hand magically,
Okay.
and then I guess I'll peek around this thing here with a dash.
Okay, sure. So when you peek around, you see... Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. You see a bunch of ogres that are flailing around fighting something. And you also see a fair whack of dwarves that have entered the room and that are also fighting the ogres as well. It's a grand melee of unknown proportion in there right now.
My good old ocean dwarves. How I've missed them.
Your what dwarves?
My ocean dwarves. They were in the ocean earlier. They're my ocean
Oh,
dwarves.
yes. I was just storing them there
River
until I
dwarves?
needed them.
Right, it was great.
Yes, like River Dance, it's River Dwarves.
Exactly.
So are the gold ogres the kind of baseline ogres we fought, and the blue ogre is the bodyguard type ogre?
The blue ogre is a chain-wielding ogre.
Okay. I guess the key part is we don't see the head ogress anywhere, do we?
You do not. But there's
Right.
there's clearly a monster of some description in that room, because you
Yeah.
hear absolutely inhuman, in-ogren noises and growls coming out of there. It kind of sounds like a dragon, but more ethereal.
Interesting. Well, I am done. I'm moving towards the action to back up the dwarves.
And you also see a Belwyn rounding the corner at top speed.
Oh, well, that's actually a very good thing to see, since that means Wildfire is probably okay somewhere.
Theoretically. All right, a whole lot of dwarven boogaloo happens. You hear a ragged cheer go up from some of the prisoners down below, and there's a whole lot of moving and scooting around there. And you again hear the sounds of dwarven battle horns from outside somewhere. Ross, it will take the rest of your move to scramble up the ladder.
Okay. So I kind of look back down the ladder and realize that once again, the duo that is Ross and Goose have been thwarted by our arch nemesis
Ladders.
Elevation.
Yes.
And this time though, like something weird about it, because like as I am contemplating how to get her up this ladder, I'm just gonna like pull on her with, like my will, and I'm going to summon her.
Okay. With a blur of black glossy scales, she streaks through time and space to arrive at your side.
I don't know what that was, Goose, but let's go. We've got a lot to do. And I will move... Oh, God, it's Q, right? So I pick up, and then I hit Q. I'm going to get this, y'all.
You have to hit Q a bunch of times till Roll20 figures out what you really want to do with your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to catch up with... I'm going to catch up with Victor and look at him saying, "What's the plan here, Victor?"
Plan?
Let's scope out the battle in the next room. The Bellwyn's over there. We should see if she knows where Wildfire is. We got to get the team together.
The plan is get her, guys. The plan is get her.
Okay. Well, Bellwyn, you have seen that human guy and the brown lizard folk around the corner along with their dog. Or something.
That was the weirdest fucking dog I ever seen. That said, I will double move over here with all of their shit on my shield. And we'll start handing out weapons. Is this your fucking longsword, this weird glowy green one?
That is mine.
Longsword disappeared. That's Ross's, yeah.
He'll take it and kind of...
I know what I'm about.
Go
ahead.
Make sure it feels comfortable in his hand again, as though he has been missing something.
Where's Wildfire?
He's gathering up the rest of the shites. He's putting it all in that nasty fucking gym sock.
He loves that sock.
Alright, maybe,
Yes.
he should consider prestidigitating at least some of the crust off of it. It's pretty grody. But, I suppose you can't be too picky about your traveling companions when you're, doing whatever it is you do. Oh, you look like the bow type as well, so here's this and this quiver that is also strangely full of bows as well.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, so are we gonna go kick ass? Is that our plan, or are we, sneaking out? I mean...
Where did
what's
that
the deal here?
bugbear go?
I mean, I can only presume he's following you. He's a lanky fella.
Let's try and stay together. Let's at least go to the door and see if we can help out the dwarves. But don't dive headfirst into the melee since we're still under-equipped and stuff.
Right? I mean, I'd love the 5 minutes for somebody to help me get my plate on, but I think by the time I do that, the whole fun's going to be over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wildfire. What you got? More ogre shenanigans happen in this room. There's a lot of growling and snarling and inhuman beast noises.
You tell me if I'm done yet or not.
You tell me if you're done yet or not.
Oh, don't be done then. That means more loot.
I think if it's just our party's equipment, I'm done. I think
So
if
there
it's
are
not
things-
just our party's equipment,
It is
I will
not-
keep going.
It is not just your party's equipment.
I will continue going. I am
How-
not stopping.
How much can this sock hold?
All of it.
I feel like we're playing a press your luck game now about how many things you can put into the sock before it just explodes.
Well, I think I've got some bad news for you, Joe. Chat has decided the one thing that can't fit into that sock is a DM inspiration.
Oh.
That hurts. That hurts.
Mm-hmm.
While we're doing updates from the audience, do we have a total from the first poll of what manner of class Andrew should play?
We do, in fact, and so we're gonna, like I said, post this throughout the show. But so far, Cleric is kicking butt at 7 votes. trailed close behind by Rogue at 6. I'm sorry, Rogue at 4, and Monk at 3.
How do you buy bits again?
So in the upper right-hand side of your screen, next to your profile, there's a button that says "Buy Bits."
Feats and Fables HR would like to remind all affiliates that they are technically exempt from such shenanigans,
Exempt,
but also
Yeah.
am powerless to stop you.
I was about to say. Okay, big guy, take your shot.
how
Bring your twisted tea over here, brother, because
Right.
I'm not stopping.
Paige.
Yes. All right, so Wildfire's going to continue with the sock. Bert, it'll take your move action to get to the top of the ladder.
excellent. And I'll just keep going. So
Okay.
I'll be like, "Hey guys," and he'll see like this fight that's going on in the other room over everyone's shoulders. And be like, "Holy crap! What's going on there?" As he points and gawks, as bugbears do.
All right, there is more ogre foo going on in the eastern room. Victor.
All right, I will approach and see what the deal is.
All right, so let me put a lot more tokens on the board. Well, let me put some more tokens on the
I
board.
was going to say, does it need to be a lot?
I mean, it's more exciting if it's a lot.
Oh, that is exciting looking.
What the fuck is that?
You're not there. You have no idea.
I can hear it.
Yeah, did I mention inhuman growls? Kind of like a dragon, but more ethereal?
Wait, I didn't like this.
Well, it doesn't like you either. All right, so you see what appears to be a three-way melee. So this is some sort of not just large, but huge skeletal monster with that is kind of like a skeleton, but it's got like a greenish yellow glowing light within its rib cage. Its brow is bound in a black iron crown with scintillating points of yellowish green light on it, and it is laying about it's got 4 arms. It's got a staff in 2 of them, a black iron staff in 2 of them, and it's laying about with the staff. And it's also just like mauling people with the other 2 arms. You have 4 ogres that all look fucking terrified, that are clearly have been halfway beat up by dwarves, but also clearly halfway beat up by this thing. There are several ogre corpses on the floor. The 2 ogres that are in purple squares are the chain-wielding ogres that you have seen before. They also look fucking terrified. They're also torn up by the dwarves and something else. The dwarves are fighting everything in here that is not a dwarf.
Wow.
They have gone into full dwarf or die mode, and they seem to be extraordinarily capable at it.
That's practically a fight in the phone booth relative to how many people are in there.
It is kind of a melee. It's exciting. Victor, you do recognize that, of course, these are the 2 holes that lead down into Pigtown.
All right, I will not go back down.
I would like a GIF of Wildfire's little measuring stick hopping around the field.
Measure.
I'll take an action to secure the quiver to my person so that I can use it in the future. And I'll summon a bow to my hand, dropping my sword, and I'll be done.
Actually, hang on. I think that is not how it works.
For what?
Right. Nope, not yet. Yes, carry on. Of course, that's totally how it works. Never mind. You drop the sword hits the floor with a metallic clang. You now have a bow in your hands. All right, a whole bunch of dwarves tear into a whole bunch of these other things, And you can tell the ones near the skeleton thing are generally doing kind of a fighting retreat away from it. Ross.
Right. I'm going to move up with my commander 30 feet
Mm-hmm.
and kind of take in the scene for a moment.
A lot of stuff going on.
Victor, this does not look promising.
Yeah, let's just try and hold the line here until Wildfire gets here.
Alrighty. Belwyn.
I will call Goose up to join me with a bonus action.
Sure.
Right then. Suppose I'm moving up.
Moving on up.
So I will spend an action affixing my shields, and then I will move my 25 feet. There we go. I'm behind Goose on the hype train of let's go fight some ogres. And that's me.
Looking at the back end of Goose. Noted. All right, ogres tend to flail around. Wildfire.
I mean, in all fairness, you are fairly certain that's not a dog now.
So, Paige, having spent 3 rounds loading stuff, is there more stuff to load?
You think you got it all. There was a lot of, like, gewgaws and trinkets and small things and treasure-like things that you had to kind of...
Sure, I will spend an action and a inspiration to look around one more time. Not great. I clearly have it all. It looks clear, as Vin Diesel would say.
Yes.
This type of thing might be more investigation.
I mean, I would buy investigation.
Sure.
So for now, it looks clear.
I'll give you an investigation. It's fine. Much better investigation.
Okay, you notice that the bottom of the crate, it looks just dark, but you look at it a little more closely and it's black felt designed to not reflect back any light. Perhaps if you pried it up.
I do that thing.
Okay, you find a whole bunch of other stuff, including what looks like some treasure kind of stuff.
Ooh, I loaded in.
All right, into the socket goes. Bert.
Bert? Oh my god. What kind of hot mess is this? All
It's
right.
a real hot mess.
It really is. Bert, actually, first, one question. Are we in a kitchen? This looks like a kitchen.
It is a kitchen.
Okay. Bert, as he runs past, will actually...
Like, this is actually the larder. And
Okay.
It's got shelves full of stuff and racks with meat and sausages hanging on them. And this has, like 16 loaves of sourdough bread rising on one of the things and other kind of various food stuff.
He'll grab up something that looks like it's is turned as he runs.
Does not have any babka on it.
So Bert will snatch up something that looks like it is turned and or the stinkiest cheese that there is.
So ogres make a particularly disgusting kind of cheese out of pig's milk.
Perfect.
Especially because that milk makes you want to dance.
Oh no!
Oh, we're dancing! Oh god! Cue the music.
Tavis JF, thank you for the sub. That's a
Nice.
tier 1 for 3 months.
3 months. All right,
Amazing.
we celebrate. Woo! I'm gonna take off my hat. Circles! Woo!
Oh no, the dancing.
Now I'm Woo! This podcast is literally the most exercise I've had all day.
So much dancing tonight. I'm just like, oh god.
Should we ever actually get really, really popular, this entire thing might just be dancing.
I mean, I'm in.
Tune in to 2 hours of the Feats and Fables crew dancing.
Sounds
Oh my
great to me.
God.
I'm 100% in.
We can play. What is that dance video game?
Just Dance.
Yeah, Just Dance, or Just Dance.
Yeah.
is the one.
Listen, any of these options are good options.
Sounds good. All right, watch my
so
dumb
that's
ass
that-
flail
that-
around.
That bit of cheese, but then he'll also reach out with his hand and basically from his fingertips just sort of conjure up a bit of terrible brown acid and lob it at the 2 closest ogres that he can
Okay.
see through that doorway. So they should give me Dex 15 checks, please.
Ooh, Dex, huh?
Yup.
Here is the square ogre. And here is... Yeah, and here is the circle ogre.
Well, they're both going to enjoy.
What do I get?
Go interface, go. Go interface, go.
Come on, roll 20. You can do it.
8 points of acid splash damage.
Oh my goodness. 8 whole points.
And he'll sort of wave the wedge of cheese at them and like, yeah, that's what you get.
Just rubbing insult into injury.
Like, the dwarves look around in consternation and then seem to be quite pleased that it's going on with some more people here.
It's
right.
bugbear time.
Oh, the poll ended. I missed this one. You guys gotta tell me when you start the next poll. Okay.
Bunk won that one.
I know, right?
Define have to, really.
All right, Victor. Like, I can't keep my head on DMing and Twitch at the same time, but I may have to learn to multitask.
I think Cleric is still ahead, though, because he got a few votes in that one.
It in fact is. I'm no longer going to give updates until the halfway mark, though.
Okay, that's cool.
All right. I will go ahead and sharpshoot a couple arrows at the closest circle ogre.
Okay. Ron, what languages does Victor speak? Just
That's
offhand.
Excellent question. And I believe the answer is just Elven other than common.
I was just wondering. All right, so yes, I am an
Yes.
ogre. You hit me all day long and into next week for 14 points of damage.
Amazing.
You hit me again. For 17
Ah!
points of damage.
All right. Some of my frustration at the being incarcerated for so long, not to mention killed out of hand. Now I'm hitting ogres. Makes me very happy.
Yes, several of these creatures are already quite bloodied. All right, dwarves go! There is a massive wave of dwarven attacks. And another ogre becomes bloody. Ross!
So Ross is sitting here watching this melee that is unfolding before us, and like y'all can see it in his body language. Like his tail is like tense and his eyes have slid up. Victor, we could take out this nearest one to free up more dwarves.
Yeah, why don't you and Goose mix it up? Just don't go too far.
And with that, like Ross just lets out a battle cry and runs forward with his longsword in hand. I'm going to be raging
Yay,
And-
rage!
because, like,
Yay,
watching all
class
these
features!
dwarves fight is it's a lot. All right, shoot, I've messed up my D&D Beyond though, so I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna add just 2 on top of it.
You don't have to add 2, buddy. You got it.
Well, 2 to the damage. So that's 7 damage from the rage.
Okay, got it.
And then, as I do, Goose is going to add a spit of acid into that for 4 more acid damage on top of that.
All right.
So a total of 11 damage going into that Squogre right there.
Squogre, noted. All right. Anything else?
I think that does it for me.
Bellowin!
Get your fucking dog out of the way!
Fucking.
So I have to double move through fucking someone's dog.
Don't do that.
But other than that,
Ross, wouldn't your dog gone right after
Phrasing?
you? Would it not have moved forward?
phrasing?
He had the bonus action. Rage
Yeah, my
this
dog
turn.
only guards on her turn.
Gotcha.
But she's an ally to
Got it.
you, so she's not. Would it be a double
moving
move to get
somebody
through
else's
her?
square in 5e
Ah,
It's,
yes,
yeah,
you're
it's
right.
different
Yes.
terrain.
because yes, it is a difficult
Fair
terrain,
enough.
but that's fine. I couldn't make it up to be in melee to begin with in the first place, so I will just dash up there and be get out of here.
Yarg.
Well, you know what? You're welcome.
And you know what? I'm gonna get right there so that I'm giving dwarves my my bonus a little bit as well, and that is my turn.
Alrighty, with that, my chain-wielding ogre looks awful surprised to see Belwyn and Ross there. Ross, I guess, looks a little scarier because he's bigger, and is going to try and whack Ross with a chain.
I feel like that was a non-verbal burn on the ogre's part.
Paige, you have disadvantage on this as Ross still has protection from good and evil from forever ago. But
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes,
But
he does.
also, a minute hasn't passed yet.
Nope. Alright, let's try that again.
Oh, well.
Wow.
The good news is...
Ask and you shall receive.
Pick the 16!
I will pick the 16, which unfortunately still hits.
okay.
But is it just bludgeoning damage?
It is bludgeoning damage, but you are also wrapped up in that chain and restrained. Is there something else with it? You get other prizes?
I mean,
You're
I
grappled and restrained.
will take 8 damage because of the rage, though.
Fair enough. You are grappled.
Maybe just take less damage. Take like 4 damage because the rage is fine.
And you are restrained, which are now in roll 20 for your convenience. All right, so these ogres over here are doing things. Wildfire. Oh lord, he coming.
Okay. I feel like at this point, I wasted enough time. So I'm gonna rush over here. That's me.
Chugga chugga. All right, Bert.
Is a Hewitt in range?
Sure.
May I ask Hewitt to start making her way here because I need to get some. I want to get her flying above the building to get an idea of what our retreat path looks like.
I mean, you can also just like say, "Hey, go to Pocket Dimension. Hey, come back from Pocket Dimension," and she's in your hand.
Yeah, I sadly didn't have Find Familiar prepared today, so prepared 2 days ago when it mattered, or 3 days ago when it mattered. So,
all right, she flies in from outside. You can do stuff with her next round.
I'm
Bert.
directing her to fly around the property to figure out what our best path to retreat is.
Gotcha. All right, so what she has to tell you is that you've got a river to kind of your north and your south. To your west is more of this kind of log dam in the river, and there's a big kind of like island there with a guardhouse on top of it. To your east is where it connects onto the ground, and it looks like there's a whole bunch of dwarven support troops down there that are mopping up ogres who are running out from somewhere downstairs.
Is that good?
Feel me?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. Bert.
Bert will take the wedge of stinky cheese that he is currently wielding
I was wondering where that was going to go.
and point it out sort of at a diagonal type thing. Sort of, yes, corner pocket. 8 ball to the corner pocket.
And
unleash Tasha's caustic Briere in that direction. Briere. That's sort of like a Brie Gruyere combination. It's great. Everyone enjoy this. Shut up.
Ogres are on
Don't
the
you mean
cutting
Tasha's
edge.
caustic Limburger or something? Because Brie and Gruyere are both fantastic cheeses.
Even better, Limburger. I will totally. And if everyone in the path of the Limburger will throw me a Dex 15 save, we'll find out.
Is this Poger here, and then Broger here, and Broger here?
Yup.
Okay.
Such as it is.
So here's Indigoger. It's Dex, you said?
Yes.
Indigoger, and then Broger 1, and
No.
then Broger 2.
I will add, like my knowledge of cheeses is not in depth here, but isn't Limburg like a very pungent cheese? Should this be a like line of smell effect?
It could well be.
Line of smell. I love it. Inspiration point for you.
So those creatures are all going to be covered in acid, or the two in front, I should say, not the last one, will be covered in acid, and they'll be taking some acid damage at the start of their turns.
Okay. All right. So wait. So back up. I blue screened in there a bit. What happens to them now?
The ones who failed, who did
Okay.
not dodge the wave of smell, will be taking damage at the beginning of their turns.
Okay, so that's going to be this ogre. I'm going to give him a mark.
Sure, yeah, so something smelly.
I don't have a mark for smelly, but I do have a mark for curse.
Venezuelan beaver cheese sounds terrible, also Tiger.
It sounds like a euphemism for something nasty.
It does, and
We're skipping
bring that
ahead. Skipping
Yeah.
ahead. Yes, some ogres do stuff. This monster wades into the middle here, and
oh god,
yes, and
Ugh.
she picks up this broger here, and with two of her arms, it is trying to savagely rip him in half. Victor.
Seems unsportsmanlike.
I'll cheer on the abomination. Rip that ogre in half. And I'll try and put 2 more arrows into that burger that is closest to Victor.
This one here.
Yes.
All right, I am but an ogre, and I am not the sharpest spoon in the drawer, but even that is not going to hit me.
My first one was
Oh, sorry, I just saw the 5. Yeah, so your first one absolutely hits, and then some. So I will take 25 points of damage. Oof, I'm in rough shape. And your second one, however, will miss.
I'll get a little bit closer. I feel like I'm protected if I get that much closer, just in case. Although I have so few hit points, a rogue gust of wind might take me down.
Yeah, doesn't matter too much.
All right.
All right. Dwarves attack and bring this ogre down, and it dies miserably.
A ragged cheer goes up. Yeah!
All right, Ross, your turn.
So at this point, Ross is going to yell for Goose, "Get up here! Let's take the next one!"
Okay.
Wait a minute. Were you saying that Squoger went down? Not Squoger, the other
Broger.
guy. Broger. Got it. Okay. So I'm bonus action for Goose to enter a new combatant arrives.
Alrighty.
So she's going to. Oh, that's after me. So she will move and attack on her turn, if able. Meanwhile, I am going to bring my longsword up onto the heels of the ogre that I am currently up against.
Alrighty. You have disadvantage on your attack because you are the grappled.
That's true. Fine, since I am grappled. Oh, that's right. It's grappling me with its chain.
Do you want to maybe like attack recklessly so it's a flat roll?
I mean, want is a strong term.
You're already giving advantage to the ogre because you're restrained.
Right. So I will do that.
All right. Bring it.
But I mean, here's the thing. As long as you're restrained, they have advantage to hit you anyways. So you might as well just
Go all the
Yep.
way.
enjoy it while you can.
So that did not give me advantage. So I will take the 14 over the 8. I cannot hear you, Paige.
14 hits.
Yay!
Excellent. And with it, when you hit a creature, this is a special action. So when I hit it, a magical weight lies over it as I deal it another additional D4 damage. And of course,
my
Goose
gosh.
will also
Class
spit at
features?
it.
Are we using class
So
features?
that is a total of 19 damage coming in.
A magical weight. Does it like is it like a barbell appears and says, "Do you even lift row?" and then it hits him in the head?
Well, I mean, it is a Swolger. I mean,
Actually, that's Indigo. All right, so that's Ross and Goose. Belwyn.
nope, Goose actually gets her own turn now.
Oh, sorry.
And she will move in and attack with a bite. Does a 15 hit?
You know a 14 just hit it.
That's true. It will be a 16 as she bites into its feet.
Gross.
All right, and I will take 6 points of damage. Alrighty, Belwyn.
Alright then. Well, I spent long enough getting up here. I might as well see if I can make this thing go. So I'm gonna swing twice with my war pick. I'm gonna have a 14, which I know hits.
Yup.
So it's gonna be for 12 points of piercing damage. And my second strike, because I'm 5 levels of 1 class, unlike some people here. It's gonna be 21 to hit for 14 points of piercing damage.
And the ogre crumples to its feet with a bellowing wail. It falls down and ceases to wiggle.
Right now, let's have dwarves do it.
All right, ogre silliness.
I still have move left.
Oh my! I am so sorry.
How dare you, madam? How dare you? So is this giant undead monstrosity attacking the dwarves or just the ogres?
Anybody nearby?
Alright, okay. Well, in that case, I make poor life decisions. And move myself over there, and then that's me.
Poor life decisions. You married me, didn't you?
Aww.
Our anniversary is New Year's Eve. For those of you who don't know, super excited. We'd
Come
love
hang
for you
out
to
and
spend it
play.
with us. Spend it with us. Go ahead, Coda. Go ahead.
Come hang out and play with You Don't Know Jack with us.
Yes. All right. All right. Let's see.
Paige, you were muted.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Wildfire.
Ooh, I will continue moving like a person.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Gross.
We'll try and save an ogre or a.
I get to
Ungodly
there with a double
abomination.
move. Paige, do I recognize the strange skeletal monstrosity?
You don't recognize the strange skeletal monstrosity, but you do definitely recognize the crown and staff that it is wielding.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
You
that's
think-
what happens when an evil artifact gets fucked up on your face, in your facial region.
You think that there perhaps were some other consequences to the cauldron being broken.
Well,
Consequences.
Was taking Mira not enough for you, Paige?
I mean, to be fair, she's killed way more ogres than you have.
mm-hmm.
Did she get to 40 at least? Does that make her a hero of the Dwarven Village?
Listen, it's going to be stuck in courts for so long we may never know. So
Yeah. Dwarves have a pretty strict no undead policy. I mean, it's a thing.
Alright, that's me.
Okay, Bert. No, both ogres you attacked have died.
Yep.
just out of pure cheesiness.
Yeah, these things happen.
They do.
Bert's gonna keep. He's just gonna keep on moving on. He's gonna probably run to about, let's say here, and we'll target the top two ogres in blue and orange with another just little gout of acid, just right in their faces. So if they'll give me Dex 15 saves, please.
Can you hit them without hitting the intervening dwarves?
I think I can, because it's not really. It's a ranged spell, but I don't think it actually has to cross any. It's not like I'm lobbing. I mean, I guess it is like I'm lobbing.
Because it's an area, isn't it? Or is it targets
no,
within
no.
an area?
It's two targets within an
two
area.
creatures you can see.
Two
within
targets
range.
within an area, you are golden.
Okay.
Continue. Rock out.
Yeah. They just have to be within 5 feet of each other, which is the tricky bit. So, if they will each give me Dex saves, that'd be fabulous.
All right. This is Broger. And this is Indigoger.
Okay, so one will enjoy very slow die. One will enjoy that. Oh right, yes, because I have that thing. One will enjoy 4 points of damage, and the other one will enjoy 8 points of damage.
All right.
I inform Indigoger that I'm not interested in backing their new soundtrack.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah, Ben almost spat a whole bunch of water through his nose. All right, so with that, more ogres flail around. The, oops. This is, yes, much to the detriment of a couple of dwarves. All right, and the undead monstrosity flails around and takes down this ogre. Victor.
Victor will take his longbow, draw an arrow back to his cheek, and unleash it at the monstrosity, hoping to hit it right in the eyeball.
17 looks pretty good. All right, so it looks like this thing is not built out of armor class, so you hit.
All right.
I will take 8 points of damage.
Seeing the success of his first shot, he will draw the second one a little deeper at the cost of some accuracy.
Apparently not. Again, your arrow strikes true, and it doesn't even seem to hardly notice the damage.
I should get enslaved before all big fights if it helps my dice rolls like this.
I guess so. You're inspired. All right. So a ragged cheer goes up from the dwarves. Princess Belwyn! Princess Belwyn! Princess Belwyn!
Princess Belwyn!
Princess Belwyn!
No.
Princess Belwyn.
She's so
Yes.
dreamy.
Yes. So with that, the dwarves start forming up on ranks around you.
No, you don't. No, get out of the way.
Hell yes, they do.
They're like, oh, what? There's an aura bonus. They're like, oh, what? There's an aura bonus. Let's all get on that action.
Well, I mean, A, yes. B, they're supposed to be there to rescue you. Hey, Coda, can you update us on the what class Andrew is going to play next poll?
Let me
grand
just
total
look
count.
at my official notes here. Yeah, no, it's. I'm learning so much about the way that Twitch handles polls. It turns out that it does not save the results between polls, but that's where
Oh,
pen and
good
paper
Lord.
comes in.
Oh, you have written
currently-
it down, though, right?
Yes, currently.
This giant, very official-looking note card.
Cleric and rogue are tied at 9 votes apiece. So
9-1 polls or 9 votes?
no,
in all the polls
9
put together?
votes across all of the polls. So I
Got
think,
it.
as of right this moment, the only reasonable thing to do is to have Andrew play a cleric multiclassing rogue, or perhaps a rogue multiclassing a cleric. Andrew, I'm going to let you decide that one.
A Raric?
A Raric? I like a Raric.
In fourth place, or in third
Rogue.
place, by the way, is a monk with 4 votes.
Nice.
But there's
Well, Whatever
proactive
person
right now.
wants him to play a cleric is rapidly trying to outbid me in the poll.
This is going to be hilarious. I like the idea that we're having also a rigged election here. So
What do you mean? This is fair fight, baby. This is fair.
No,
Ballot-
Andrew.
box
Andrew,
stuff in blatantly, huh?
I'm gonna say the same thing that I tell my kids in class whenever I do classroom votes, is that any student who votes for everything might as well vote for nothing, because that's what's happening here.
Mind blown.
Truth.
Like, mind blown.
Truth. All right, Ross.
All right, so page. I'm going to first move in all the way up to here, and I'm going to bring my sword in to bear against this giant, hideous thing.
Undead monstrosity.
I mean, it's tall, right? Like, again,
Oh,
I'm going
yeah.
up to its heels.
Yeah, it's the better part of 25 feet tall. Like its head is
Great.
brushing the beams at the top of the.
Dang.
It's almost, just to give you context, Mike, it's almost as tall as Zasper. Almost.
Yeah, I mean, I look up into
somebody
it.
needs to explain that for those that have just joined us.
Too
many
much
words.
backstory. Too much
Too much
backstory.
backstory.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to attack it with the longsword.
We'll explain it
Um,
New Year's Eve.
We
There you go.
will. Now you have to come to New Year's Eve just to figure out why Zasper is so tall.
Mhm.
All right. Does a 12 hit this giant monstrosity?
Yes.
Excellent. So I will be dealing 12 damage, and for a third time since we've started this escape, just the weight of a magical influence will fall upon this thing as I deal it D4 more damage,
Does it even lift? Does it even lift?
and then I will call in Goose to finish it off. Oh, and let's not forget Goose Spit.
Goose spit.
So 6
Gross.
more acidic damage. I don't know why it rolls the attack on that. Anyway, and as I finish, Goose will run in because you know what? Goose sees a whole bunch of bones. She's gonna
She
get her
does.
one. But she goes and she's like trying to now remove like the toe bone so she can take it off to the corner and just like chew on it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to deliver a 9 points of acidic damage with her bite directly to the toe bone.
Oh, gross. All right. This skeleton is definitely torn up. Actually, it has been bloody for a while, and I hadn't marked it. I'm the worst.
Wait,
Is
it toed up? Is it toed up?
Oh, you, sir, you pretty dwarven princess, you may have a point of inspiration. That was awful.
Why?
And in fact, it's your turn.
How convenient. So I'm gonna tell this monstrosity what for and hit it with my pick. I'm gonna pick a fight with it.
Whoa. Yeah, just
alright.
picture that, folks.
Lulz. Alright, how was 17? I
11
saw a
months.
12 hit earlier, so yes. How about 10? 10 to start.
All right.
And then let's. You know what? I will spend my inspiration as I crit, as I fish for the crits.
Big numbers.
No whammies.
There's a
Stop.
button that does it in Roll20. That was not it.
Shift.
Is it shift?
It's shift.
One is shift and one is control.
Aha!
Shift is advantage.
What about now? There we go. Well, it's
Hey.
still not a crit, but that's fine.
Le magic.
So that'll be for 9 mighty points of piercing. So a total of 19 for me.
I would like to inform you. Dead creature.
Oh, well, I was hoping to crit so I could smite it, but I'll flop a smite on there anyways. So I'll just do a gaze upon my class to see what I have as far as smites. I've got second level slots left, so let's do that. So it's 2 to start, 1 for it being undead, and 1 for using a higher than first level spell slot.
Sounds good. I haven't played my paladin forever.
Wrong dice. Well, that's a shitty roll. 15 more. I'll still take it.
Every point is sacred.
Every point is great. If a point of damage is wasted, God is quite irate.
It's
Can't hear anybody.
So the dwarves, so the ogres flail around, starting to take more dwarves out of the equation. It is now Wildfire's turn.
So many people around this giant one. Just so many people. It's very complicated.
Joe, can I tell you something about
Sure.
geometry? This thing is the better part of 25 feet tall.
Ooh,
The
that's
tallest
true.
dwarf is like barely pushing
True.
5 feet with armor.
It's true. You're not wrong.
And Zasper's not adjacent, so you don't have to worry
So
about
I'm
hitting him.
fine. It's not a problem. Yeah, I'll step in, and I will drop a fireball on the big scary thing.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna move into your aura, because auras are great, and I'll drop a fireball in the head of this stupid monstrosity.
All right. I accept your fireball. In fact, I will make a dexterity saving throw. I am great at those.
28 fire damage.
Ow. Right. It is not looking good. Bert.
Sorry, that cat is just superlative. Bert, what does Bert feel? Bert feels that the nearest ogre is probably the one that he's going to decide to focus on here, and he's going to die. Doesn't even need any components for this. He's going to kind of point his furry finger at the ogre and send a sort of ray of terrible greenish smoke that way, just to swirl around the ogre's head. So I'll be making a... Oh god. These things, here we go. A ranged attack.
Okay.
Which will hopefully actually click once my interface catches up with...
Come
14th
on,
century.
UI. You can do it.
And I miss! So let's just pretend that never happened and just,
Wait. Who are you trying to hit with that?
the
Roger?
nearest one. Yeah. The 12?
So close. So close. Yes, a 12 barely misses. All right. The ogres. This one breaks and starts to run. This one breaks and starts to run. This one breaks and starts to run and then discovers one of the dwarves is a sentinel. All right. Big thing flails around and ends up taking out not one but two dwarves.
I've got some bad news for it, Paige.
Uh-oh, what?
It is decided to attack somebody who is not me.
Oh.
It did.
I'm going to make it suffer for that decision.
Ron Frankie, do you keep pressing cleric in this poll?
With a critical hit!
Oh my goodness.
Woo!
I think Ron Frankie is actually solidly against clerics.
So Paige, because it decided to...
A lot.
Because it decided to ignore me, I'm going to deal it 17 points of... I'm sorry. Add 2 to that. So 19 points
All right,
of
with
damage.
that, it crashes to the ground. And when it does, the bones shatter into dust,
Ew.
and the crown and staff that were with it dissolve into black smoke.
Whoa.
I mean, Goose takes her bone and starts chewing on it a little bit.
And then just
And
has
she
like
did
a
it.
mouthful of sand.
She...
Like,
Aww.
Wildfire goes, leave it!
she's like,
She looks up at you like, what did you do to her bone, you evil wizard? That is in her expression, obviously.
Sure,
Yep,
sure,
obviously.
sure. All right, so the ogres start throwing down their weapons and grunting in common that they surrender. A cheer goes up from the dwarves, and
Yay.
Belwyn is lifted up on their shoulders and paraded around the room.
is awesome. This is awesome. I don't know why I didn't start playing a princess earlier.
It's the best.
You're always a princess in my heart.
Aww. Yay!
But following that, I will, of course, tell all of them that we couldn't have done it without you, and that by working together, we're part of a greater whole. So cheers to you as well.
Did you say greater whole?
She raises her pick. And... you know, I didn't have phrasing quite thought ahead in my brain, but we're just gonna, chuckle about that later.
Hi, Ron's parents.
We'll try and...
But Belwyn will lead the dwarves through a set of cheers for themselves.
We'll try and stay out of the dwarves' way
right.
as they clean up the battle.
Yep.
Yes, so the ogres are rounded up, shoved over in a corner, and manacled, and overseen by some very angry-looking dwarves. The rest of the dwarves go around trying to care for the wounded, and several bodies are picked back up for transport, and one of the dwarves comes to Belwyn and says, Commander Bouldertam, we're here to rescue you. Obviously, you don't need much help, but we at least have... oh, kitty! Chichio!
Cutie!
Chichio!
Oh god. So much murder.
Yes, Chichio's like, now you die.
Right?
And the dwarf's like, we obviously you didn't need much help, but we at least got wagons and clerics for the injured. Are you alright, milady?
I'm just fine, thanks to these forester folk that helped me while we were imprisoned and helped lead the charge. And get over here, Victor. You're the captain, ain't you?
Yes. Thank you for rescuing
head back to
us,
Boulder
good
Hall,
dwarfs.
and we'll have a feast in there in your honor, because we're all together in this and getting these ogres back in their place.
Hey, did someone say feast?
We've lost a comrade this
Aye.
day.
We have.
Well, it'll be one of success and one of mourning. Then we'll drink to him.
Much
And with
is
that, I
owed
start leading the dwarves to get the fuck out.
to Mira.
Alright.
But in the good news department, Chad has given us a player inspiration. Thank you, Chad.
Woohoo! Thank you, chat.
Hey, Paige, how much of their bone dust is left?
I mean, like, about... You remember that 50-pound bag of flour that Ben had at the beginning of the quarantine?
Yep.
Like 3 or 4 of those.
I walk over and cast Detect Magic. Is it magical?
Faintly.
I'll collect a sampling of it.
Okay.
Or a goodly sized bag of it, just in case I need magical bone dust later. You never know.
You never know. All right. So with that, you are taken out of Grud Parag, the home of all of these ogres. And you are outside. There's all kinds of support troops, including clerics. They're more than happy to get all of you healed up as appropriate. The commander, which is his name is her name is Stone Reaver, comes up and says, "Milady Bouldertime, so we've cut the head off the snake, but they've got fair few patrols out patrolling, and they were on their way back at a fair clip. I'd prefer not to be here when they got there. Now that we got you back, let's get home and perhaps have a fight with these people on our own time."
All right, sounds like a plan. We can head on back. And, for the Enterprise and lot, we can post up a bounty and tell them where to be found. See if anybody wants to start their 40-head winter off a little bit early.
As you say, milady. So you are rapidly taken outside, healed up, and given better clothes, various prestidigitations are headed your way because you are fragrant,
Dirty.
filthy,
Hmm.
filthy. And before long, you are brought to the Hall of Ancestors.
I will say, Paige, that the one thing I desperately want to do before I am surrounded by all these dwarves is go see Wildfire and plead that he find my "Do Not Kill Me, I'm a Forester" badge, just to avoid any unfortunate accidents.
You do mean Victor, don't you?
No, Wildfire currently has all of our stuff, I believe.
Oh, that's very true. That's very true.
Wildfire kind of smiles at you and takes it out of his pocket and puts it on your chest.
Then I will proceed to stand next to Bert with a "I'm with him" look on my face. hoping that the little badge's aura of protection will grow to envelop Bert.
Very conscientious.
All right. Noted. The Bert gets a lot of funny looks from the dwarves, and not haha funny, but more like, boy, your head would look nice over my mantle funny.
I kind of poke out the badge of "Do Not Kill Me, I'm a Forester."
Well, for what it's worth, Belwyn hasn't said to murder him yet, so they figure he might be a prisoner. I don't know, but they let it go.
The worst part about this, Andrew, is that, like, Ras really doesn't know what to say to a bugbear, so he just kind of stands next to you awkwardly, more or less in silence, because at this point his job is done. He's just going to let the healers do their thing, but...
What's it like being a lizard, man?
What's it like being a bugbear, man?
Oh, I have to condition like a lot. Otherwise, this all gets really tangled up easily. And, there's a lot of brushing involved. And I use a lot of like different like herbal shampoos and conditioners. Dude, your name was Wildfire. Did you find any like sacks of, all natural supplements and stuff in there? I think they may have taken some of those from me.
My name is Ross. That, and he'll kind of point over there, is Wildfire.
Wildfire, nice to meet you, Ross. Like I said, I'm Bert. I think I introduced myself, but a lot of you were laying down at the time, and there's been a lot of things happening, in between campaigns.
Nice to meet you, Bert.
It looks good, by the way.
What looked good?
Your hair.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really spent a lot of time getting it as glossy as it is. A lot of bugbears, like I said, they don't condition enough, and then really it's not good, man.
I can imagine that would be a problem. Yes.
Yeah. But Ross, dude, you do anything special for your scales or anything?
No.
Well, man, I got some stuff I can show you. We'll talk about it later. Cool. All right. So, I don't think they're going to murder me right now, but maybe I heard something about a feast. That sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Just stay close.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So when you get outside, Belwyn, your younger brother, Doramog, is out there as well, and he throws himself at you, and as is typical, it's kind of like, it's a hug, but it's also like a chest bump contest to see who falls over.
I mean, I will hug him with the amount of strength, vigor, and puissance that is required to not be the one to fall over.
Yeah, it's always kind of an iffy thing, but at this point in time, neither of you fall over, and he is covered with blood, and his left arm hangs useless. But he says, "Ah, sister, you're back!" Ma was very worried. In fact, she had on her armor and was ready to head out in the field, and then we had to have that ugly conversation about how queens don't go out in the field anymore.
She never really likes that one, now, does she?
No. Freya got into it too.
Wait, got into her armor, or got into about that mom can't, go out and do the shit kicking anymore?
Both. And then they started a fight in the middle of the throne room.
Well, it's only the third one this month. They got a quota to maintain.
I suppose they do. Your older sister, our older sister, is also gonna be greeting us too. Your older sister is Lady Hanamura Boulder Tam Copperbright, who is a dwarven noble who has shown absolutely no martial inclination whatsoever. But she and your mother Brangian and your aunt Freya are the first persons there to greet you on your triumphant arrival back home to Boulder Hall with your ragtag band of people.
Well, it's mostly dwarves, and then I've got these weird tall folk.
Well, people cheer when you come back. Like, the whole populace cheers. You were very popular, and people were very concerned for you. And Brangian runs over to you and just gathers you up in a big hug and squeezes you. Fortunately, she's out of her armor, so it's not that painful. And she looks over kind of the crew and sees a bugbear, a lizard folk, a fire genasi, and Victor.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of cocks her head to the side and says, "Did you take prisoners?"
Oh no, these are a group of Forester folks. They're the ones, I believe, that helped head off the attack on the East Gate. And they helped me get out. They were invaluable in the escape plans. So one of them even sacrificed their lives so that I could make it back, along with them. But they should be part of the feast preparations too, because they went above and beyond, both at the gate and when we're all out there together.
Yes, the commander of the 7th, Commander Stone Reaver, said something about it. Well, the queen steps up. She's a woman in very practical clothing, though of fine make. She's got a warhammer strapped to her hip. She's also sporting a cut on her cheek and most of a black eye. And she says, "I appreciate you helping bring what is most precious home to me, and you will all be heroes of Boulder Hall for the rest of your lives."
Thank you, lady. We have another companion named Silvio who, before we fell, I believed I saw him.
Oh,
make his
I know
escape.
Silvio. He's been shacked up with Doramog for all of this. He actually stayed behind to work on some map stuff when Doramog went into the field.
That is excellent news. Well, we were glad that we could help you fight against these especially foul ogres.
Well, I'm sure he's coming around. He sometimes got a bit lost. He doesn't have an instinctual understanding for how these tunnels work.
He's good at asking directions.
She murmurs to an aide to go procure the satyr. He'll be in the map room. Yes, he's had kind of a strange request for us, which I was not particularly inclined to grant, and he had me about talked into it, and if you've helped my daughter come home, then I can refuse you nothing, heroes of Boulder Hall. Please, come this way. And she leads you into basically the royal quarters, where you are given guest rooms and some time to relax. And she says, your suites have a common area up there. You're welcome to go anywhere you like. There's plenty of guards around if you need to know where something is or be taken somewhere. Like I said, I think Silvio's on his way here. And perhaps you'll join us for a feast tonight.
How close are we to the Paige? Do I know how close we are to the river here?
Not very.
Like just in my brain?
Yeah, let me show you. So, from a wrong way. From a where are we now to the river, you're like right here. So it's still a pretty good jaunt to the river, but you're as close as you've ever been.
Sure.
But I don't think this one's to scale. I scaled the other one, but I don't think I scaled this one.
That's fine.
All right, everyone, clean yourselves up. It sounds like Silvio's laid the groundwork for our request. So let's turn out and celebrate with these dwarves, and maybe we'll be one step closer to our goal.
We shall drink and eat to mirror this night.
Mm-hmm. It's still a shame that she passed, but it sounds like without her actions, the battle probably would have gone the other way.
Without her actions, we would still be knees deep in pig excrement.
That is true.
So you'll have a suite of rooms, and like the queen had said, there's like a common area, and you all have your own private areas as well. But there's a host of servants to bring you whatever you want.
Paige, I imagine that the dwarven chambers are lit with some sort of intricate network of flames going through the place. Like, this isn't a cold cave, is it?
It was about 58 degrees until Ross started shivering, and then several fire pits were brought in and set up.
And it is illuminated, but baby, it's about to get lit!
We
What are y'all doing?
We'll refresh ourselves, maybe get some clean clothes from the sock, or just request them from the dwarves and show up for the feast. Unless,
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. The dwarves, a suite of dwarven tailors are brought in to retrofit some dwarven clothes for you, so you have nice clothes to wear to the feast. And I think Silvio shows up during this time?
Yep. So shortly after the dwarf tailors take your measurements, Silvio shows up. Bonjour. I'm
Silvio!
not sure this is a good day. I have heard that Mira has not returned.
mm-hmm.
It is not a great day.
We are glad to see you, though.
I am very glad to see you alive. It was certainly not looking that way. He had just sent off for a set of replacements, but I am glad that will not be necessary. I will need to procure some paperwork from you, Wildfire, so that I may send that cancellation.
Of course.
So what happened after we were captured?
And killed. We were killed.
Right. You were rather... the state of your capture was not as worrying to me as the fact that pretty much all of you were... As for after, I made my way into the Boulder Hall. I was able to speak with the commander about what a great job we did. A couple of days later, I was able to speak with the queens, and in the time since, I have been trying to make arrangements for foresters to use the tunnels. I believe that things are going quite well, but there are a few complications.
What sort of complications?
Well, the dwarves, they are, how do you say, not so keen on someone just using their tunnels and just being done with it. This is not really a one-time thing. You cannot just plunge your way into the tunnel and be done. No, they want at least dinner, a relationship first. And so they have required that at least one member of the Foresters stay to maintain a growing relationship with the dwarves for mutual beneficial life together. I am not supposed to say matrimony, but you know what I mean.
Would they take a bugbear?
What I have heard you have a bugbear with you. I do not think that the bugbear is a member of the Foresters. If that has changed, then I am sure that they will do an excellent job as a trained diplomats, keeping everything together so that you have a clean way home. Or that we have a clean way home. I suppose it depends on you, Mon Capitan, as to who should stay and try to determine such things with the dwarves.
Well, we'll see if they have an opinion on the matter. It sounds like a certain set of skills is going to be needed in the person that stays behind that I don't think Ross at least will fill.
My obligations to the Foresters only last for a year.
What?
You know, they have ways of making you re-up that. It's not, it's not just an easy get out clean thing. You have to send in your cancellation notice like 6 months in advance, and normally, I mean, you
the
already did
deal
it for
I
6 months.
struck was with the captain, and only for a year.
I pull out a piece of scroll work and kind of open it up. Yes, actually, you have, 150 days left, and I get to take the badge. So.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
It is also highly likely that they will want to send at least one, perhaps more dwarves with you on the mission. At least one or two along the trails, and probably one to go with to continue that spirit of cooperation.
Very well. If that is what they require to give us the fastest path, that makes sense. Silvio, could you acquire a silver coffer about yay big filled with water, please?
Sure. Anybody else need anything?
Can you request wait until after the feast?
No.
Wildfire? Okay.
It says anything about that? Like, the dwarves are like, a coffer this big made out of silver. Does it need to be pure, or is like 97% sterling worth
That's fine.
it? Okay.
Because Silvio immediately, like, once he's gathered up any other requests, it just turns to the dwarf to the right and it's just like, hey, get these things. Like, there's not really a whole lot of like, oh, I'll go get that, and then Silvio runs off. No, this is delegated. Like,
Yep. Wildfire spends like the next like the first half an hour when we get back digging through the bag, pulling out all of Mira's possessions.
All right.
So, what do we do with these?
Ross will ask Wildfire.
That's what the coffer with silver is for.
Send it back to Galandor.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
you mean Fortress Glarendar, right?
no, not to Glarendar. No. Sorry, that's what I was confused about what you're saying. No. We send it back to the river. We'll
Yeah,
consecrate it
people.
here, and then we'll have the dwarves take it to the river and empty it there.
And this is the custom of the Foresters.
No, this is custom of the water genasi.
I see.
Much like if I was to die, I would expect you to commit all of my possessions to fire, or if a Earth Genasi died, their possessions would be committed to Earth, or if a Air Genasi died, their possessions would be committed to the sky.
Everyone takes turns throwing their corpses up as high as they can.
You generally do not do with the corpse, you do with the property.
I was under the impression that we would take a rather large blanket and then would place the things in the middle and then you do yep.
We have similar custom in my village, although any lizardmen worth their salt want to be killed in valiant battle. But for those who can't, such spiritualistic rituals suffice.
Well, to be fair, Mira was killed in that way.
She was a noble sacrifice. She should be honored. I want to get to this party to drink and toast and eat to her memory.
You should feel free to go.
You should put on a better loincloth, though. Maybe your best or your second best?
I thought I was being fitted with the finest dwarven loincloth there was around.
But you were saying I'm just going to leave now, and I was saying if you're not going to wait for the tailors, you should at least put on your best loincloth.
I think we should go as a group. If
They are no way, no how letting Ross wear a fucking loincloth to this thing. Just so you're aware. There are more of them than there are of you.
Oh, I'm not going until the coffer gets here.
that is fine. You don't want to be the first one to a party anyway.
Yeah, so it takes about half an hour, but you're brought a selection of 3 or 4 different coffers of different amounts of silver and levels of decor to choose from.
It doesn't matter. They're just going to be using it to carry it to the river anyway, so it doesn't super matter. So I just pick one. I pick the lightest one because I don't want to necessarily overburden someone.
Okay.
And so I'll get it filled with water. And then I'll ask all of you to join me. And I'll take out all of Mira's possessions. And one by one, I will place them into the water, saying, back to the water from whence you came. And then I'll say, Mira, you were an excellent traveling companion, and your sacrifice saved us all. And you gave yourself in a way that I, as a person, could not. I will always remember you.
To Mira.
To Mira.
To Mira.
To Mira.
Silvio, if you could have them take this at their earliest convenience and empty it into the River Umber, where it will return to the water from when she came.
Should we not do that before the feast?
The distance is
our companion, after all.
The distance is sadly a little great for that. If we could do it, we would, but it would take us too long to get there. But this will be good enough. She will be remembered.
Sylvia, we'll go do that thing.
Excellent.
I mean, not right now, but...
Yeah, I mean, he's going to take it. Yeah, I mean, he's going to take it and go, put it over in his quarters with, a post-it on it that says, take this to somebody important later. Probably to one of the queens, because they're the ones that for some reason have the most amount of time to deal with this bullshit.
The queens probably have a pretty cordial relationship with Silvio, because it's hard not to have a pretty cordial relationship with Silvio.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
All right. At some point in time, a dwarven courtier comes. Actually, it's probably Lady Hanamura herself that comes and says, the queens would be pleased if you would join us for a feast. It's not often that we get non-dwarves at Boulder Hall, but you are quite welcome, and anyone who would return our dear sister to us is certainly to be celebrated. This is where I go check and see something that I haven't looked at in a while. Ross, you kind of feel that maybe Belwyn is not Hannah Mora's favorite sister or favorite sibling, but that she is nonetheless glad she's back.
That's a weird thing for Ross to notice.
You're the one who had the wisdom score, buddy. I don't know what to tell you.
Sure, like I
double-edged
definitely,
sword.
I have been both on the giving and receiving side of a similar, but not necessarily familial, transaction like that. So sure, I can recognize the ritual that is done when a situation like this arrives. Clan politics, they're complicated.
Clan politics are indeed quite complicated. So you are shown to a long hall, and it's full of dwarves and the smells of truly delicious food, something you have not had in entirely too long. And it is of a pleasant temperature, which means pleasantly cool, except for Ross, who bearers come in behind him and put up a couple of like charcoal fire pits near you. Yes. And there is a solemn toast to the dead. And Queen Freya says, hey, one of you, step forth and tell us about this Mira. Belwyn says she's important and the dwarves would like to know of her.
I'll look to Victor.
I also look to Victor.
All right. The dwarves have probably had their fill of Silvio by now anyway.
I was about to say,
Wow.
no, not possible.
Not possible.
Yeah, not possible. Victor will
They keep filling them up.
will step forward a little bit and stand very straight and say, Mira is someone that traveled with us. Whenever she was asked, she would always say that she was merely attached to our unit or an advising scientist, or that we were basically her bodyguard while she was doing experiments. But I don't know if she meant it. I don't think she did. And truly, to the rest of us, she was a boon companion that would support us in anything we did. And she definitely proved it in her finest hour, destroying the foul artifact and freeing us and many others. And who knows how many generations of good creatures were enslaved by that. And it all ended at her action. And we salute her, but we wish she was still here with us.
There's a moment of silence.
There's a moment of silence, all right.
Seen here, actual size.
Yeah, whatever. No, Paige, you're on mute is like the quote of 2020. There's a moment of silence, and then the dwarves start stomping their feet, and it makes kind of a thunderous rumble through Boulder Hall that kind of echoes through all these grand chambers. And Queen Freya stands up, and Queen Brangian gives her a nod. And Freya says, she sounds like a hero. And because of that, she will be honored as one of Clan Bouldertam's honored champions. We talked to Silvio and got the story, and so we're going to make a new monument tour. We shall call it the Cracked Cauldron, and it'll be a fountain. And we hope that will honor her appropriately. She brought home my niece, and furthermore saved what could have been a very traumatic summer for all of Boulder Hall. If there had been more ogres coming back and we can't kill them as fast as she can bring them back. Regardless, we are all one and all very grateful. And then she's like, psst. And then something apparently does not happen fast enough to her. So she turns around and you can hear like a rumble of sound that's clearly got some spell effect, and then a whole bunch of dwarves come trotting in. And when they do, they're carrying these beautiful suits of dwarven-made armor. In our gratitude, we would like to gift you with armor, as you have protected Clan Bouldertam, so Clan Bouldertam would wish to protect you. We're all extremely grateful. And then a cheer goes up from the dwarves. Mugs are raised. To Mira! To the Foresters! To Aglarond!
Tamira!
Oh, my timing is so good. And that's where the scene fades to dark. All right.
Oh,
That was
you ended
momentous.
on such a somber note.
I know. All right.
Andrew,
However,
I hope this was a good farewell to Mira.
It was beautiful. You all did an amazing job.
It was a miracle.
On that note, I'd also like to remind everyone that the polls are still open.
There's still a few minutes to
Oh my
vote
gosh.
while I tally up the final
That's right.
bits, and Paige gives us our outro.
You too could throw the vote at the very last minute.
Paige, stop voting and give us our outro. Why is everybody muted?
the cleric people are winning. Ah!
Paige, is there?
Every time I put down a vote for Rogue, 3 votes for cleric happened.
Do not make me shut this poll down.
How is that even possible? I give up. Cleric wins. All right. Well, thank you for joining us on this adventure. Please like, follow, and subscribe. Thank you, chat, for inspiration. You light up our weeks. Like, literally talking to my friends here in chat is the highlight of my week. We would like to thank our listeners and supporters. Coda, do you have a list of people we should thank in particular?
I sure do. We'd like to, of course, thank our newest subscribers, Tavis JF, Maxim, Old Slow Tiger, and
Thank you,
Bologna.
Frankies!
Thank you, everybody, for hitting that sub button. Show us that you're enjoying what you're seeing here, and obviously make us dance for your amusement.
Yes. So
Make us dance.
do you have a vote total for Andrew's character?
All right, are we ready for the vote totals?
Yes.
I'm about out of bits, so yeah.
Okay. So let's see here. 40.
Chakuva contribute. Ben!
So with 53 votes is Cleric. With not nearly 53 votes is Rogue, although they did give a valiant effort right at the last minutes with 35, 42, 49 votes is Rogue.
Very
With-
So
close.
53 cleric, 49 rogue.
Yeah, with a resounding 5 votes, Monk. And with a bringing up the back is a 2 vote for Warlock. We won't talk about Bard.
I think Warlock would be a lot of fun, but what do I know? What do I know?
Amazing.
I mean,
Amazing.
Andrew, I think the only reasonable solution is Rogue Cleric.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
have to consider this because
One of my favorite 3.5 characters ever was a rogue cleric. But that's back when we had prestige classes.
it's going to be really,
I'm down for this.
really complicated stat wise. But you know,
Mad as hell, man. You are going to be mad as hell. That's multi-attribute dependent. For
also gonna be crazy.
he going to be
Pray.
crazy as well.
pray.
Please join us on New Year's Eve is Thursday night.
Oh god, yes.
Like, how the hell would I know?
Thursday.
Yes, please join us Thursday night, New Year's Eve, 11 p.m. right here for Jackbox games and fun and chatting and telling stories and personal jokes, and we'll explain why Zasper's tall.
It's a long story though, so
Yes,
be ready.
if you have questions about the stream, that's the time to bring them. We'll fall in. Even if you can't join us for New Year's Eve, whatever you do, please be happy, healthy, and safe. And let's kick this year in the ass. And join us next Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time to see what happens next. And follow us
To adventure!
Love you!
Love you all. Good night.